All right, happy Monday, week 2 in the book. So at least for the Bears and most of the NFL, one game to go tonight in Philadelphia where the Eagles take on the Falcons in Monday Night Football. It's a beautiful day. That's the positive. Beautiful, lovely day, Jurko. We're live in our State Street studios. What we're seeing from the Bears is anything but beautiful. Certainly on their offense. The defense has been good. We'll get into that. I thought it was exceptional at times, especially in the second half. But they forced 5 punts and took the ball away in the second half against a pretty good Texans team. That's good. That was impressive.
Yes, it was.
5 punts, right? 5 punts and a takeaway.
Certainly impressive in the second half. Yeah.
Impressive.
Not so impressive in the first half, the defense, on the other hand. Overall, you give them a passing grade, and it's a performance that you should be able to win.
You held a really good opponent in their building to less than 20 points.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Like I said,
that. Like Jurko says,
it's a performance that should allow you to win.
And you always say, if your defense is doing that, you're giving up 17, 19 points. You got to be winning those games in this league.
Yes.
They pulled one out of their asses last week. You're not going to do that again probably for a decade. You might never win another game that like you did last week.
Gordon had his hands on the ball.
I know. He
had his hands on the ball, fell to the ground. He got up. He went to score. And the ball hit the ground. That's what happens. The ball hit the ground. But that's how close they were, realistically.
I know. But you gotta win games like this when you're holding opposing teams to fewer than 3 touchdowns. And offensively, the Bears have just done next to nothing.
Let's get to the brass tacks.
2 weeks, and let's get after it. I mean, the brass tacks is this looks like the same nonsense that we've endured for decades as Bears fans. This is an offense that is not dangerous, is not threatening anybody, can't run the ball, struggling to protect the quarterback, and the quarterback himself is making mistakes.
The offensive line also is brutal. And now, listen, I thought Darnell Wright, you're going to be able to compete because Darnell Wright was going to play better and Braxton Jones was going to play better. That did not happen. The 2 strengths of your football team were not strengths yesterday. Those guys were bad. Darnell Wright almost got his quarterback crippled. I don't know if you saw the play.
I know exactly which player.
He went in. The guy faked inside, went outside, and had himself a beeline straight for the quarterback. The quarterback was looking left, and then kaboom! Kaboom is what happened to your quarterback.
And I think Darnell Wright had 2 false start penalties too, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
He have 2 of them last night?
Yes.
He is still PFF's 6th highest graded pass blocking tackle so far, but I didn't think he played particularly good last night, or particularly well, excuse me. Nate Davis, Coleman Shelton, and Tevin Jenkins are outside the top 110 right now amongst all linemen in pass blocking grade through 2 weeks, according to PFF. Outside the top 110, Jurko. Tevin Jenkins is outside the top 150 right now in pass blocking grade. Guard to guard, it's a real problem.
It's a blank show.
It's an
absolute blank show is what it is. Now, I will offer a little bit of a defense. They showed 6 guys in the box, and they had 5 guys to block 6. They identify the guy that's going to be the hot guy, and that's on the play that was ruled an intentional grounding, Carm.
Yes, I was asking Jurko about this play upstairs before.
I will. They've got 5, okay? They got 6 in the box. They can only block 5 of them. They identify the guy that they're going to block and how they're going to go ahead and run the scheme to block that individual, okay? If the hot guy comes and the quarterback is looking right at him, he's got to get rid of the football and not get rid of the football in 3 seconds. Get rid of the football now. And usually I say, where do you throw? If the blitz is coming from the left side, you throw to the left side.
Where the blitz is coming from.
Single coverage on the far wide receiver, which was DJ Moore.
Yes, it was. It was DJ Moore on the right side.
After that, everything on the inside, they're running a little combination route.
Yes,
you could have hit one of 2 patterns. Still got the football off.
You could have hit a Dunze at about the sticks as the middle linebacker seemed to kind of squat on that. Jurko was making the point on film. What you probably need to do is go over the top and hit Everett beyond the sticks for a first down.
6 guys come. You're only blocking 5 because of an empty backfield. It's incumbent upon the quarterback to get rid of the ball. Okay,
that's poor recognition by Caleb.
Right, that would be Caleb's fault.
That's Caleb's fault.
Okay. If you've got 6 coming and you've got 6 with a running back in, and they did that yesterday, and they had a positive play. The one that not a positive play. They had a chance and they had protection. They had a chance to go to the sideline to DJ Moore. The ball that was grotesquely underthrown.
It was terrible.
That throw right there that was grotesquely underthrown. I don't know what was happening on that specific route. Are you just getting rid of the ball? Get rid of the ball because you're afraid?
But what,
Are you afraid?
You just touched.
Are you
on something.
scared? That's what I want to know. Now, listen.
Ooh, is he seeing ghosts already?
You could have a great game plan until you get punched in the face. Then after you get punched in the face, now all of a sudden, that clock starts going on the inside. I would be concerned about that.
Oh, come on.
I'm not saying he is or he isn't, Carm. I'm just saying that would be a concern.
To hear.
That would be a concern.
I didn't think of it that way until you just said that. Like, is he already? Is it in his? Because the protection was perfect on that play.
I know what I know.
Oh, no.
I know what I know.
Don't tell me.
Sometimes I know that, you piddle in your pants a little bit when you drop back because of what this offensive line kind of has put you through. Oh. But you got to get rid of the ball if they got 6 against 5. You got 6 against 6. You got a little time to let something to develop. But when offensive linemen are just getting beat outright and getting swum over and getting ripped around and they got straight beelines to the quarterback and that quarterback takes 10, 15 hits, Carmen, even Tom Brady got gun shy. Even Brady got gun shy. A quarterback will have a tendency to get gun shy. At some point, when you get hit enough, you turtle. You turtle, Carm.
Here's the NBC call of this from last night. And this is 3rd and 4. This has to be move the sticks. Fresh set of downs. Maybe get a touchdown. They had to settle for the field goal that made it 19-13. This can't happen, folks. I know this is radio and you can't see this, but you'll get the idea. If you were watching, you know what play we're talking about. We'll continue to walk you through it. DJ Moore was so mad, he took his helmet off on the sideline as he was lying on the ground wondering, what was that? Because the protection was perfect. And Chris Collinsworth tells you what went wrong afterwards. This was the 3rd and 4 play in the 4th quarter last night.
Once again, the Texans bring pressure. Williams, lofting, back shoulder for Moore, incomplete. Bring it 4th down, bring on the field goal unit.
And I know what DJ Moore is thinking. He goes, look, man, I squeezed that corner to the middle of the field. I left you 5 yards on the boundary out there. There was a lot of room for that back shoulder, just not enough time on task yet between those two. That was an opportunity.
Caleb missed it by 5 yards, not 5 feet. Protection was perfect. That's easy pitch and catch in this league. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy.
It should be.
And that's why DJ Moore was so frustrated.
And maybe in the first quarter, when he looked good and he went 5 of 5, maybe in the first quarter, before he's been hit 1,000 times, maybe that is an easy pitch and catch. But after you've had your head slammed against the turf for the better part of an afternoon, maybe not as easy.
Oof.
And I mean, I'm not defending anybody. I'm just saying the game played out the way it played out.
I got some ugly stats for you. We're a broken record.
Okay, let's do this on the onset that the defense played one hell of a game.
Yes, like I said,
all right, now let's start ripping into the offense again.
Takeaway.
Let's start ripping into the offense again.
This is like a broken record. All right, so still 2 quarterbacks to play, obviously, in week 2 with the Monday Nighter tonight. But out of 31 quarterbacks with at least 10 snaps so far this week, Jurko, Caleb is 25th for the week in EPA plus completion percentage over expectation. For what it's worth, the Bears did a good job against CJ. CJ Stroud is 23rd, and we know how good he is. But Caleb is 25th. On the season so far, this is what is sad. Out of 32 qualified quarterbacks in that metric, Caleb Williams is dead last. Per Brad Biggs, I saw this note. This is upsetting, folks.
Big Z.
The Bears are averaging 2.97 yards per play through the first 2 weeks of the season. That is the lowest for any franchise in the National Football League in the Super Bowl era. The Super Bowl era stretches back more than 50 years. Got that? The Bears are averaging fewer than 3 yards per play. That is the fewest for any NFL team in the Super Bowl era through 2 weeks. Things were supposed to start to look different. Right. All the weapons and this and that. And now they're worse than any Bears team has ever been through 2 weeks. They're worse than any team in the NFL has ever been through 2 weeks in terms of yards per play in the Super Bowl era. Fewer than 3 yards per play.
2 covers, by the way.
Speechless.
2 covers if you're a Bears fan.
Well, depending
And
on
you
where you
bet
had
on
the
the
number,
Bears.
you either pushed or you covered it yesterday. Yes.
It was 2.5. I mean, I don't know where you were. Where were you playing
pro
at?
football? No, it was 6 most of the week. It went
6.5. I'm talking
yeah,
about.
it was 6.5. Yeah. Closed, I believe, 6. So depending on where you had it, you might have had that as
Or
a
when
push.
you had it.
Or well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when you were able to get that
Right,
down. If you
right,
saw the 6.5, you got
the
a
cover.
little bit lucky. Yeah, you got the cover. Otherwise, you pushed it. Bears have now lost 8 in a row on Sunday Night Football. They're 0-7-1 against the spread over that span. So the offensive ineptitude here, I honestly I thought it would be behind us. Maybe it still will be at some point. He started 2 games, but at some point you got to start to see it. C.J. Stroud in his second game in the NFL threw for almost 400 yards last year. So, I mean, at some point you gotta see it. And right now it doesn't look good. It looks inaccurate. To his defense, his receivers have dropped 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen had one hit him in the hands last week. Rome Odunze had him hit him in the hands this week.
Yeah, this week.
Got to catch it.
Yep.
Got to catch it.
You got to come down with it.
You're a top 10 pick. I love Rome Odunze. Everybody knows that. Sung his praises all last year, all offseason. The Bears are going to get him. The Bears, this is amazing. Got to catch it.
How much do we blame Waldron? Is he putting this team in the best position to win?
I don't know.
Is he putting his quarterback in the best position?
That people far smarter than I can answer that.
Now, the problem is when you keep people in the chip, you keep people out of the thing. Are the receivers winning? Are the receivers open? These are all questions that need to be asked.
We're going to carry Matt Eberflus when he meets the media coming up here. Sit tight if you're on the phones. We don't have guests on Monday. We'll take all your calls as we do every week. But we just have to wait for Matt Eberflus to step to the podium. We're going to bring that to you live. Listen to what the head coach has to say a day after. As they lick their wounds here. And you get right back at it. You go on the road again. And you're playing a desperate team a little bit. Colts are going to be a little desperate. Got punched in the mouth in Green Bay. Tried to rally late. Couldn't do it. They're 0-2. So you're going to face a desperate team on the road in week 3. And the Bears are a slight underdog going into Indy for week 3. Sit tight on the phones. We'll get all your calls in, and you can vent your frustrations here today. And I feel like a lot of people want to, and rightfully so, because this offense doesn't look any better. In fact, it looks worse. And that wasn't supposed to be the case. And there are some historically bad numbers. And I'm sick of saying that. I'm sick of presenting these facts and this data to you week after week, year after year, where it's just a completely inept offense. 312-332-3776. It's Carmen and Jurko. We'll be right back.